This guy's got it going on. This guy knows how to do it. Yeah! He got it going on. He did it right, fellas. Boys, first of all, you always got to have the love potion. You know, this may not be the favorite of them, but at least it's better than nothing, right? So, don't put too much on now. Don't want to make them think you're trying to hide something. Some girl done got this guy too drunk. See, his feet's hanging all sideways. He's passed out. She done got him too drunk. He's done. He looks awake, but he's really not. That'd be a good day. Dancing to that saxophone, right? Well, this would make for a pretty date, wouldn't it? Feed strawberries by the big fountain with the spitting lines. Gotta have humor, man. That's a nice little fountain. This is how you date. You go somewhere different. By the way, this is London Bridge, Lake Havasu. Famous little spot. And if she's real nice, you take her out on a boat or a jet ski. Wouldn't that be nice? Heck yeah, the dog even said so. The puppies even like that idea. You could take her out on the Dixie Belle. Smell like that. Nice down here. You know, when you're camping, it's hard to find a date because it's hard to trust somebody. But down here, you got cameras everywhere, you know, people everywhere. You take them out somewhere nice, and when you do, you let them feed the ducks. You take her on a nice walk down this walkway. It's really quiet, nice. Hey guys.
Hello.
See, nice couples. And all these women want to be single. They seem like they have the best of time when they're with a man. I seem to see that when I'm with one, but I haven't found one traveling the way I do. And then if she wants to call home, you take her over here. If she wants to end the date, you take her to the telephone booth. Where there's no telephone. Yeah, just to give you a shot. This goes down to the lake. It's really nice walking by here. You know, I've been on the road for 7 years. And yes, I've dated. And I've had some good ones. Memories and people that stayed in my life. I had to stop because some lady was walking by with her dog. So I respected her and turned it off. Of course, you know, I'm talking to you guys. You probably thought I was weird. But yeah, you know, I go all over the place. All over the nation, really. I mean, I stay in the Rockies mostly. Montana, Arizona. But, yeah, it's hard to date on the road unless you're going into the cities, because you know, most time it's families out there and enjoying their time, and you know, you don't bother that, you know. But when it comes to dating women, you know, most of the time you got to go to all these clubs and city stuff, you know, and I'm just not into that really, you know. And most of your country people have moved towards the cities for work in the last decade, you know, the last few. And that's just how they date, you know, and they, you know, they go out to the Friday nights and Saturday nights, fun, and of course I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank in 2 years since I got my pacemaker. But you know, it seems like our nation is so scared of dating, but yet you see everybody walking around together, you know. You see all the couples out there, and some just try to make it bad for us, make us scared of it. And I've never seen that in my life. Back when we was younger, we didn't even have cell phones. We didn't have internet. We didn't have all this big media getting in our head. You know, we enjoyed being around even strangers, you know. That's Gen X style, you know. We met out on Friday nights. We might meet somebody new from a different town, and they were attracted to you, and you're either in their town or you're in theirs, and small town stuff, you know. You meet, get together, and end up being your girlfriend or boyfriend, you know. But out here traveling, I guess there's a certain kind of people. You're gonna love this. That pretty. This is called Castle Rock, and yeah, there's your castle. That's Castle Rock. But you know, traveling, it's a lot harder, because I think mainly the people that camp like me are all not on electric. We're not at an RV park where people park right next to you and stuff like that. People park away and get their space and live off all the amenities they have. You know, we have our own way of doing it, you know. And not everybody in the United States is used to that, you know. Most of it's, you know, they're used to that electric. They're used to that walking to the shower anytime or doing this or doing that, you know. And it's not about being homeless either. I'm retired. I can do a lot of things, but I choose to live this way because of the economy. But like, you know, you go down to Quartzsite, Arizona for the winter, you know, when it's 1 million people submerged on a 3,000 town. They come from everywhere and they want to meet people and enjoy time together and maybe meet up again, or, you know, just get them on their YouTube fan base. But I really don't work that way, you know. I like to, when I meet somebody, I go off them. I don't go off everybody around. I don't go off what people say about them. I meet them first, you know. It's just me. But the dating world in camping and living off grid and what you'd call off grid, moving around a lot, what the things you really got to watch out for is those that can just move quickly. I mean, like, I got a camper, I got to set up, I got to tear it down, you know. People don't realize that, you know, and they're not understanding that, you know. It's like, if you're in one vehicle, or everything's, you know, basically in there, you can just come and go as you please anytime and just set up. Nobody even knows if you're set up or not. You're stealth camping out there, you know. The only reason to stealth camp is if you're in a city park. We really don't stealth camp out camping on BLM and National Forest, except for you park away from people. That's about as stealthy as you get, you know, and up in places, you know. But yeah, it's one of those things that I wanted to talk about, because I have noticed myself, you know, I haven't dated in 2 years, and I've noticed that it is hard. And it, you know, you meet them and then they want to ask you questions about your politics, and it's like, You know, I'm pretty political as a frickin' vet. As in, political as in I fought for both sides. I fought for everybody. But they don't get that, you know. I love this country, and so should they. But, you know, like I said, the big media scares them. The big media talks them into things that aren't true. And, but now, like, I go home, I can get a date any night of the week. Any night of the week, go home. Whether it be Kansas City or my hometown, I can get a date anywhere I go back home. And it's just that easy. But you come out here, I would say West Coast or East Coast. It's a different breed of people, man. They're scared of each other. They're scared of people. It's like back home, that's how we do it. We just meet out and yeah, of course we meet through friends and stuff a lot. But out here on the road, I didn't live this way to be around people all the time. I wanted to move away from the city. I didn't want to be a part of the rat race. And being a country boy, I'm just, you know, I've always lived this way, really. Kind of just go out and hang out, go adventure since I was young. So, but I think that the reason why I come on and talked about this is because I haven't dated in 2 years. And the last person I was with knew me through a friend, another girlfriend, and she invited me home on New Year's night. And, you know, and then she wanted me to move in right then and there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing it. I live on the road, you know. And of course, here around Christmas time and New Year's, she'd asked my other girlfriend, she's like, where's Chuck at? And she's like, oh, he's out on the road. Well, where at? Doesn't he have my number? But that girl was just like, you know, it was a chemistry thing, you know, it's a chemistry thing. But that's the whole thing, you know. I go back home and I'm looked up to. I'm not looked down at. It seems like everywhere I go out here, I'm looked, you know, they look down at you. And it's got to be that West Coast atmosphere. It's got to be the political, you know, California, Oregon, Washington stuff. Which I've been thinking about. I need to find another place to go besides the places that I have been, right? And I sure do need to do that. But until then, I keep looking at it like, wow, these people hate each other. They hate me. Hell, they hate themselves. But they want peace, and they find it out here, and so do I. So do, you know, that's the whole thing about it, you know. And if they want that, they can date that way. And I see them doing it, but most of the time it's through friends down here, you know. One girl sees a guy and she's like, oh yeah, he's cool, go ahead, you know, and pass him around, you know. And that's what I've seen down here in Quartzsite this year. It's usually one girl likes this guy, and she tells all of her other YouTuber friends that, yeah, he's cool, you know, you need to get with him. And what you also have to realize is a lot of these people that go on the road, they are either well off and retired, or they're trying to say they're working and you know, they can work for a company. And yeah, traveling nurses do. A lot of them try to think that YouTube's going to support them, and I've heard so many times now that, you know, this ain't supporting me, you know. And if you can't afford it, if you can't live to afford yourself without YouTube when you first began, don't think it's just going to take you there overnight. Doesn't happen all the time. I think I've had 300,000 views in 10 months. And subscribers are slow, mainly because I guess I've been advertising to the wrong crowd maybe. But the it's fun to do. It's nice to get mine, like, you know, people subscribing to you and subscribing to them, and maybe getting ideas off each other too. So that's fun. But on the dating part, you really have to watch getting in a bunch of cliques, because as soon as somebody don't like something about you, there's other YouTube channels out there just eating people up. So, you know, it's a dog eat dog kind of thing. Should have helped me help you. So basically, no, I'm not looking for love on YouTube. Would I like to settle down though? Yeah, I would at my age, you know. I mean, who wouldn't at my age? I mean, I'm in my early 50s. So sure, I don't want to live this whole life alone. I want to be able to go out and enjoy it with people. You know, not everybody's retired at my age, you know. A lot of these people, you know, they get their Social Security and they think they're retired. And, man, if they make one mistake, they're done, you know. Make one mistake, have an accident, you know, have a car accident, have something go out on the car. They'll downgrade instead of upgrade. Let's put it that way. I just don't live like that, you know. I'm retired. I'm a retired vet, so I get my pension plus Social Security disability. But I can tell you right now that if you're looking at surviving dating as a nomad, you know, nomads are more or less campers that really don't leave but into two states. You know, they might bounce back and forth between two states, but they don't go running their country like I do. That's the difference between retired and being a nomad. That just, I mean, they're retired, yes, but a lot of them didn't work a lot of years or make enough money to have enough to live on, really. So they're getting other subsidies besides their Social Security. And I don't mind that in the dating world. I mean, if I enjoyed somebody and enjoyed somebody's time, I don't mind that. I would rather take them places, go do things, because I go to some really beautiful things. I like waterfalls, and I like hot springs, and I like all kinds of things. You know, I love the mountains, I love the streams, I love to hike, I love to do so many things, go to all the national parks. I do love the national parks. I just don't like to do it alone anymore, really. I'll go there to show that I can, and I do, but I don't enjoy it so much alone. There's a lot of things I don't enjoy alone. But I'm gonna head back to camp. Thought I'd bring you down to a cool spot, and hope you enjoyed the scenery. There's plenty of it out here, and we'll talk to you when I get back to camp. I'm back. Hey, you know, the biggest thing you got to think about when you date somebody on the road is, are they going the same direction as you, as in life? We think sometimes because we travel out here that that's all there is to it, and what they bring with them to the table is what counts, really. And not only that, but do they enjoy to do what you do? I mean, are you compatible in all those things? You know, like, you know, Gen X, you know, we grew up with certain mindsets, and we either liked like rock and roll or country or, you know, fun stuff back then. You know, we had a great time. We liked concerts, we liked all these things, but we also change, you know. We also like to know that we're okay in life, especially with the way the world's been working. You want to make sure that somebody's on the right path as you, instead of throwing their money away to something that they shouldn't, to prepare in case something happens and be responsible with that, no matter if it's our fault or not, right? Also, you have to think about, when you, like, say you want to travel like I do and go see the prettiest things that don't have to do with a national park, or go see sites that they put up for us all to go see. The back country is beautiful too. Are they going to want to do that? Are they going to freak out if they don't have cell service? I think if I was with somebody, I think I wouldn't mind having it all the time. But there's times that you just want to be with that special someone. You don't care if there's like cell service or not. You're enjoying your time together, not the world around you. And sometimes, you're not going to find a lot of that. It's out there, but you can find cell service where you go. If you get up in someplace and you're enjoying a ride or something like that, do 4-wheel driving and stuff like that up in the mountains. Yeah, there's no self-service all the time. You can go with groups, do the 4x4 and with groups or side-by-sides, or other Jeeps. If you enjoy that kind of thing, that's what I do. Not only that, but I do enjoy the parks. And if somebody was with me, I'd take them to see all the parks, and they don't even have to pay for it. I'm a vet. I get in free, and I get whoever I'm bringing with me in free. So like I've said before, I like the parks. I'm thinking about hitting 8 of them this year. I probably won't. I'll probably hit like 3 to 6 of them, because I'm not with somebody, and I'll upset myself by going alone. So, it's all about, like down in Quartzsite, somebody will meet somebody, and at the end of the time, whether it be a couple weeks they've seen them or all winter, one moves along usually because the other one can't afford to go that route, unless they decide to do it together, and that don't happen all the time. So when you can't afford to travel, you're usually in 1 or 2 states, and that's the areas you stick to, whether you go up high to stay cool in the summer or go down low to stay warm in the winter. But when it comes to being able to travel freely, and go everywhere, yeah, you need to decide if that person's for you, because not saying that person wouldn't stay with you in 1 or 2 states. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that if they want to travel, they ain't got the money, they're either coming with you or finding a job when you get somewhere. You know what I mean? So you got to think about it with the relationships you make out there. Or if you meet somebody that's got a house and stuff and you're traveling, and do you want to settle down to that? Do they like to travel, but they just want their base? Those are things to think about. So leave in the comments what you'd like to find out there if you're single. What kind of person it would have to be in your life. Travel all the time, or have a home base and go out just for the summer or the weekends, or whenever you got time off, or things like that. Because a lot of people are going this direction in life, and I'm not going to say they don't know how yet, because they can find a YouTube channel for all of it. Everybody seems to talk about the same things a lot, like cooking, or they went and seen this site somewhere, or they camped out there and they're showing you their rig. That's all fine and dandy, but when you're traveling with somebody, you got to think about the space. you got to think about how you want to travel. Whether you take both your vehicles or you take one and you're either crimped in it, small, or like I've got a 31-foot RV. You know, if somebody wanted to travel with me, I could get that and have all the amenities. And that's the way most that I found out most women want to do it if they're going to travel, is they've got to have that big rig. They've got to have that big travel trailer or RV that's like big enough for a family to be in, to go, you know what I mean? Otherwise they want hotel rooms. And that's not me. I'm not doing that, you know. You spend all that money on hotel rooms, you'll never have nothing. So plus you can't look out a hotel window and just see a beautiful sunset and a sunrise unless you're at an expensive one way up high out or on a beach somewhere, you know what I mean? So just realize those things if you decide to have a relationship on the road. I'm talking really down low because I got people around me right now. I am trying to get some things done with the VA and waiting on my glasses to come in. So yeah, that's the biggest thing about dating on the road is, one, are you compatible? Did you meet them in a safe way? That's fine. I mean, there's many ways to meet. A lot of these women like to go off other women's reactions to somebody, but the problem with that is how many girls is that guy dating? You know, how long does that last for you? You know, and if that's what you want, fine. You know, I mean, we've all been there. You know, so that's what you gotta figure out. Whether you want to sit still somewhere and only be in one state or two, or you want to go long distance like I do and go see many things. It just depends about it. It all depends on you and that person, you know. So I just thought I'd come on this week for No Filter and say, you know what? Get out there and date. Don't live your life, for one, scared of it. For two, don't live your life alone and not have somebody there at the end. And if you haven't seen people putting on videos about losing dogs and losing family and or somebody that they care about, that tells you how it is when you're living alone and not with somebody, because who's going to be there for you? You know, who's going to be there for me? Who's going to be there for you? And that's the whole point, you know. Make memories with somebody. Yes, it's good to get out there and find yourself and let go of things and feel that breath of fresh air out there. But we are human beings, and we either want someone in our life or we don't want anybody in our life, period. And that's just the way most of the time it works. But I really truly think the ones that say they don't want somebody in their life sit there and hurt over it instead of reach out and touch someone, like Bell Telephone. You know what I mean? Anybody remember those days? So yeah, I mean, especially if you're in the Gen X generation or above, you know how it was without phones. You knew how it was without social media. I think it's destroyed us with social media more than it's helped us. We used to go out there and meet all kinds of people. Bad things didn't happen all the time. We know that. Period. Unless you're in a big city and you grew up around all that and seen it a lot just within the city. Yeah, that wasn't going on all the time. I got a bee around me. So get out there and date. And like I said, meet in a safe place. You can meet in a safe place. You can go meet for dinner somewhere. They got cameras up all the time, everywhere. Let somebody know you're going, you know, on your end. Tell somebody you're going. If I don't call you by this time, check on me, or, you know what I mean? But camp dating, as in relationships and stuff, you got to meet somehow. And you might as well meet somebody doing the same things that you're already doing and enjoy doing, and that they would want to, and want to come out and experience that. They don't have to be on the road already. They could be wanting to go on the road. I actually had a girl that wanted to do that. Boy, she wasn't taking no for an answer. She wanted to go with me. But I was like, no, I only met you for 2 weeks. You're already in love. No, I can't do that. You know? But, you know, it does happen. But yeah, that was a wild situation. But no, I couldn't take her with me. Boy, she was crying after 2 weeks. I'm like, no, I can't have that. I know how that would be. So just know that, you know, I mean, I've turned a lot of relationships down. It doesn't mean that it's impossible with me. It's just, I've turned a lot of relationships down because they don't want to do the things that all of us out here do, live the way we do. I like being out in nature, and you know, if they've got a home base, that's fine too. You know, I mean, I had a girl that I dated one time, and she says, "Don't you want a home base?" And I said, "Yeah, but don't you want to travel too?" I said, "We could have best of both worlds." And she just didn't want me to go nowhere. And she's like, "Well, you've got your RV. You could just pack up. You're already packed up. You can just leave one night and bye." I'm like, yeah, I could do that, but what are you scared of? Are you scared you're going to shove me away like that? Or, I mean, I wouldn't want to, you know, I wouldn't want that to happen. But if I did, yeah, I'm not tied to somebody's rent. I'm not tied to somebody's life if we don't seem to get along. You know, I mean, that's a good way to live, actually, is because, you know, it used to be in the old days, men would live with these women, but they had kids and stuff, and it's like, you know, they want you there for them, but not your own. And those are the younger years. Those are, you know, like until you're 40. But the thing about that is like you get tied to something, you know, and either they kick you out and you're on out in your car anyway, or you're built for it. And if they did, you just move on down the road, right? No big bills to look at, no big responsibilities. Especially as we get older, we're not looking at raising kids no more. You know, that's one of the things right there. We're not looking at raising no more kids. So if things don't work out, you just move apart. Done. You know. So I think it's a good way to get out and see the world and enjoy some time with somebody that you really, you know, you don't want to be that boring old person that goes out to a restaurant every once in a while and just, you know, well, this ain't going good. Well, it's because you're not having an adventure. You're not getting out there seeing the world. And that's what somebody like me brings to the table, because, you know, I can just take off. And when you can, I can. So there's a lot of different things to think about, but you also want to make sure that you're also bringing to the table not being scared of nature. And if you are, you're with somebody that knows nature. Like I know about the bears and the mountain lions and the wolves and all the creatures out there, the rattlesnakes, the this, the that. When you take off with somebody, just because they're nice don't mean that they're ready to protect you from whatever's out there, you know what I mean? So I suggest that if you're going to do that route and get out there in national forest and BLM land, that you do it with somebody that's going to know the dangers and how to keep those dangers away, you know what I mean? Because you can get yourself in a really bad situation with wild animals out there if you're hiking with somebody or alone, because they don't know how to react to it. And one little thing, and that animal takes an aggression, could be a bad thing. So you want to be with somebody that tells you how to act in certain situations as it's there. So remember those things, you know. I'm not the kind that's going to sit in an RV park. I'm just not going to sit in an RV park for months or years on end. No, not me. I'm on an adventure. I'm going to see new things and enjoy life. And but I just wanted to bring that and see what you guys thought. Leave it in the comments. Tell me your thoughts. Don't keep it to yourself. I love to hear the comments. I love constructive comments. So and don't forget to hit that subscribe and notification bell so you get more of my content. And it really helps me and helps me keep going to bring you more. So I hope you like no filter. So next week, I'm not sure what I'm going to bring to you, but it's going to be something good. And I think I already thought about it. I haven't got it in my mind right now, but I'll work on that during the week, and really hope you stick with me and keep watching the content. And I've got other things besides no filter. I like making my shorts, whether they get me a lot of subscribers or not. I like making my shorts. They're funny. Yeah, so summer's coming on. I'm going to be heading back up into the national parks and national forests. I can't wait, but I think it's going to be about a couple months from now. So stick with me, and I hope you're enjoying Chuck's Vet Adventures. And until next time, I appreciate all of you and all my subscribers and all the new ones coming in to watch my content. Wild donkeys. Somebody tell me what kind of duck that is. It's black with a white beak. Never seen one. Think you'd pick up a girl in that? Yeah, at the car show. This is more my style right here, baby. That's World War II right there. There's what you want though, boys. An old 460. Oh yeah. He can do some off-roading. But he's got a Honda up in the back. Oh shit.